What's going on, everybody? This is Joe. I am back again with another one of your bonus Saturday videos, or our bonus Saturday videos. It is another draft, as it has always been. We actually opened kind of a sweet pack, so there's Champion of Wits here. I haven't really had a chance to try this card yet, but it seems like it's pretty good. 3 mana for a 2/1, you draw 2 cards, and then discard 2 cards, but then if you get to 7 mana later, you can draw 4 cards and then discard 2 cards. The other card in this pack that I would be looking at would be this foil Sand Strangler. Of course, we would then kind of be leaning more towards deserts, of course, and red. And unfortunately, there's an Inferno Jet here as well, which somebody's probably going to take. So if we take one, then the other one's probably going to be taken, and then we're sending the wrong signals. Whereas Champion of Wits is the only blue card in this pack besides Strategic Planning. If we had gotten an uncommon desert, Quarry Beetle would be kind of good. There's also the Ramanop Excavator that goes really well with this card, but I think I'm going to take the Champion. It's kind of the only blue card in here. I won't hate myself if I don't end up playing this card, so we'll have to see what else we see. We get an Obelisk Spider. There's also an Aerial Guide. Obelisk Spider is really good, and it means that the person who's passing to us does not want to be in those 2 colors, and that is kind of my favorite color pair, and Obelisk Spider is an insane card. So I'm going to take that over the Aerial Guide. Again, I'm not upset about not necessarily going with my first pick here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this Obelisk Spider because I love the card, and I love it because it's really good. We have an Appeal to Authority. That's a great card. There's another Quarry Beetle. There's a Bitterbow Sharpshooters. There's a Green Desert in Desert of the Indomitable. For black cards, there's Marauding Bone Slasher, Without Weakness, and Wretched Camel. I would say, I mean, Appeal to Authority is a great card, but that kind of puts us in a 4th color with white as well. Because this card, sure, you could just play it for 1 green, and then just never play the Aftermath portion, but it's better if you play both at the same time, whereas Bitterbow Sharpshooters is just a really good card. So I think I'm going to take that. There was the other one in the other pack, which hopefully will come back, but I doubt it. But still, I think it's a pretty good card. So we're going to go with Bitterbow Sharpshooters out of this pack. Scavenger Grounds is garbage, if that in any way needed to be said. For now, I'll take the Champion out. I'm going to remember that we have it, though. Because if it comes up that we're seeing a lot of really good blue, then we already have a pretty serviceable blue card. So, okay, there's a Bloodwater Entity, which is 2 colors that we're not in, although, again, technically blue, but still. There's a lot of red in this pack, but it doesn't necessarily mean that red is wide open. There's no green. That's something to consider. Although, again, this was passed, but but that doesn't mean that the person who's passing to us isn't in green. But there's a Merciless Eternal. I actually like Merciless Eternal quite a bit. It's an Afflict 2/2 for 3, and if you can get in some shenanigans with discarding cards, you can make it bigger and kind of punish your opponent for blocking it or not blocking it, and they take extra damage. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Merciless Eternal. I don't dislike Moaning Wall, especially in this kind of a deck where we're not necessarily a beatdown. But Merciless Eternal is better. So, okay. We're seeing a lot of Marauding Bone Slashers. There's a Traveler's Amulet and a Survivor's Encampment for mana fixing, which we could use if we wanted to play Champion of Wits, but I don't know that it's good enough. Oh, and I'm sorry, and Beneath the Sands as well. There's a Sunset Pyramid, but I feel like every time I pick that card, it's just never good enough. Dune Diviner, I don't know that it's an uncommon, but it cares about deserts, and even with its ability of caring about deserts, you tap a desert, tap an extra land, or tap an extra mana, and you gain 1 life, and it's a 3 mana 2/3, so it's not that exciting. I would almost want to take the Bone Slasher over everything. There's nothing incredible in this pack, kind of regardless. I think my second choice would be Beneath the Sands, but I'm going to take the Bone Slasher. There's another Dune Diviner. There's a Harrier Naga, though. I actually like Harrier Naga kind of more than Grizzly Survivor. Grizzly Survivor's okay. We don't really have a ton of, discard stuff. We have this guy. But yeah, I'll take the Harrier Naga. Harrier Naga is a fine creature. There's also the Ronus' Stalwart. But I feel like that's more for beatdown because you're exerting it, to trying to deal extra damage that way. And Harrynaga is just a serviceable 3/3 for 3 that is kind of dangerous. So I mean, we're like really heavy 3-drops, and I'd like some lower drop stuff. We'll see what's coming around. There aren't any really big signals. There's a farm to market as well, but that's not the farm portion is good. Market's not. So okay, we have a Black Desert and a Kenra Eternal. I like both of those. There's also a Sinuous Striker and an Aven Reed Stalker. So this could be a bit of a signal that blue is open, and it kind of goes with our Champion of Wits for either of these two. But there's also some pretty good black that we haven't seen any green. Or again, we've kind of seen these two, but so I'm going to keep my eye open for that. But I really like Kenra Eternal, and I don't feel like either of these two are insane to say that, you know, we should take one of these over it. I think Kenra Eternal's just fine, and getting a bunch of them is really good as well. There's another Green Desert. There's also, I'm sorry, a Green Desert and a Black Desert. I'll take a Green Desert here. We've seen less of them, and offhand I can think of more cards that are good enough that care about them. So yeah, I'm going to take a Green Desert here. Kind of over the Lurching Rot Beast. Sure, we could cycle it. It's a 4/2, but we've got a good number of creatures already, and a desert is not a terrible idea. Vizier of the True was there. I didn't miss that. Vizier of the True is pretty good. Unconventional Tactics seems okay. I haven't had a chance to use it, and I haven't had it used against me, so I can't say whether it's incredible or not. Usually, if you've played enough and you haven't seen it used and you haven't used it, it might mean that it's not good enough, and that's why nobody's playing it. Again, Manalith for fixing, but we don't really need it if we're 2 colors, and Ruin Rat is an amazing card. So I will happily take Ruin Rat. I mean, black clearly seems to be open in our seats, so that at least is good for us. Razaketh's Right is not good, like at all. It's got cycling. I would rather take the Countervailing Winds just in case. I mean, there's also just this full art that I might take. White seems open as well. And I might hedge into that over green, because our green besides Obelisk Spider is not incredible. So maybe I take this Disposal Mummy. If we're white black, then zombies matter. There's another Wretched Camel, and there's a Countervailing Winds in foil. After we just saw another Countervailing Winds, I'm gonna lean more towards. I mean, Wretched Camel is just in our colors no matter what. But we're gonna have to see in pack 2 whether we're going white or whether we're going green, because white seems super open. I'll take this Moaning Wall as well. I said I don't dislike Moaning Wall. I'll take Dutiful Servants again if we're white black. Zombies matter. Ugh. I'll take the Graven Abomination and a Full Art Plains. Sweet. That can go away. All right. So we have Leave to Chance, which is not an incredible rare to open. We have Unraveling Mummy or Ambuscade. Both of these cards are really good, and unfortunately, we're being forced to make this decision basically right now. Wow. I would rather attempt to splash the spider and go for this white-black zombie plan, because we are seeing, you know, the 2 white cards that we have so far are zombies, and black we have some zombies as well, so that's not a bad way to go. Yeah, this guy is a zombie as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Unraveling Mummy. I'm going to make the smart choice here. I love Ambuscade, and I think it's an amazing removal spell, but we weren't really seeing a lot of green, so I don't really want to go too far in on it and then have to go away and waste picks on it. So it kind of stinks that we picked this desert. Ugh, do we fall into this trap again? Ugh, no way. So we have, let's get rid of our green so we can kind of see a little bit better what we're working with here. we get past again Arazaketh the Foul-Blooded. If you didn't watch our last draft, this card seems really good. Turns out if you go all in on it, it's kind of not. There's also a Sandblast here. And that card's amazing. The problem is, first of all, it's a 3-drop and we have a million 3-drops, but this is an 8-drop. Crypt of the Eternals is only one of our colors. It feels bad that we didn't pick up the Black Desert earlier and we picked up a green instead. For me, it's right now it's between Sandblast and Razaketh. That is very frustrating. I'm going to take the Sandblast and feel bad about it, but I feel like I've already fallen into this trap. So there's another Sandblast, another Obelisk Spider. That's insane. And a Dream Stealer as well. This card seems fine. It's not better than either of these two. And I kind of want the Obelisk Spider over the Sandblast. Splashing is not terrible. I mean, we've been passing a lot of Manoliths and stuff, but we technically have the Green Desert as well to help us. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the second Obelisk Spider. It's just an amazing card, and you don't need more green or black. It's good just on its own. It's a good blocker. It puts -1/-1 counters on things. It drains. It does everything. As some people say, it slices, it dices. So yeah, I don't know that it's the right choice necessarily, but I'm going with the Obelisk Spider. I know there's another Merciless Eternal, there's a Dream Stealer, and there's another Sandblast, and a Black Desert, and a Dutiful Servants. I'm assuming one of these 3 comes back. But I'm going to take that Obelisk Spider. Okay, there's an Angel of the God Pharaoh, just a 4/4 flying angel. There's a Disposal Mummy, a Kenra Eternal, and another Sandblast. I feel like these two were coming around late. I feel like I don't hate if I don't get this card, and I feel like this is kind of a heavy splash if we take this, but it's also very good. But I don't really feel like passing a million Sandblasts. It's a really, really good card. Am I not remembering what this does? I mean, we could draw cards, make them discard cards. It's all creatures, but we're not super aggressive in this deck. So I would probably go with the removal over it to allow us to get in. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Sandblast here. Okay. Lethal Sting, speaking of removal, is very, very good. Vile Manifestation's not bad. We're not heavy cycling, but we're not 0 cycling. It's just more 3-drops all day long. Mummy Paramount is good too, but I don't think it's better than Lethal Sting by any means. So I'm going to take the Lethal Sting here. Removal is important. We have a Ruin Rat, a Wretched Camel, a Saving Grace. I don't know that that's good enough. And a Farm for Farm to Market again, which is, again, a good removal spell. But it's another 3-drop. And so for that reason, for that reason alone, again, Ruin Rat's an amazing card. It kind of just by merely existing kind of makes your opponent not attack because you're just going to block and kill their best creature with it. So there's also a Steadfast Sentinel. That might come back. We'll see. But I'm taking this Ruin Rat. Okay. Swarm Intelligence is clearly not a pick, even though we've seen a lot of rares out of this pack in particular. There's another Angel of the God Pharaoh. There's a God Pharaoh's Faithful. And there's a Moaning Wall. I think that out of all of these, I would probably go with the Angel. There's probably a reason to talk about the Moaning Wall because it's a zombie wall specifically, but I'm still going to go with the Angel of the God Pharaoh. Having some flying in general is good, plus whether it's to block or to attack. And God Pharaoh's Faithful is not terrible either. We can gain some life off of our black spells, but it's just an Angel of the God Pharaoh there. There's going to be this is a disposable mummy, a disposal mummy. Not disposable. A disposal mummy for us. There's also a Lurching Rot Beast. We were talking about 3-drops, so maybe I go with the Rot Beast. It's also a zombie. Liliana's Defeat is a sideboard card, so I would not pick it over either of these. So I'll take the Lurching Rot Beast. It's another 4-drop for us. It's another zombie. Here's an Aven of Enduring Hope. Card's amazing. Again, leave to chance. Very not good, hence why it's still here. Plus, we're not really in red. But Aven of Enduring Hope is fine. Manalith is okay, but it's not better than the Aven or the Moaning Wall, honestly. But I think the Aven is better than the Moaning Wall, and so I'm going to take it. Plus, Moaning Wall's a 3-drop. Here's another Lurching Rot Beast. Here's a Desert of the Glorified. Yeah, we're definitely in the right colors. And there's a Jera's Renunciation and a Steadfast Sentinel. I'm really glad we made that that Unraveling Mummy pick early on in this pack. I think that was the right choice. I don't think we need this desert. I don't think... We have the Wretched Camel that cares about it, but we could just cut this camel or have them not discard a card. But I think I'm going to go with another Lurching Rot Beast over a Steadfast Sentinel. I lied. I changed my mind at the last second. Steadfast Sentinel, I think, is better because we already have a Lurching Rot Beast, and this, when you eternalize it, becomes a zombie. I had almost forgotten about that. I'm also, speaking of zombies, I'm going to take this Dutiful Servants as well. Again, over the Black Desert, which I don't think we need. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, see, look, I'm glad. I'm glad that I took that Steadfast Sentinel, because here's a Lurching Rot Beast. We're going to be making some heavy cuts, because we're not even in Amonkhet yet, so... Wow. Yeah, we're definitely in the right colors, guys. I love when that happens. Vindication. All right, let's see what Amonkhet has in store for us. Darn it. There's a Glyph Keeper that we get to open. That stinks. We opened 2 really good blue rares in Champion of Wits and Glyph Keeper. Glyph Keeper's better, in my opinion. And our uncommons, like Trial of Solidarity, is not bad at all. But for me personally, I think Cartouche of Ambition is better. We're more... at this point, I think we're pretty even black and white. I think we're heavier black, but not by a ton. But still, Cartouche of Ambition, I think, is better than the Trial. Again, we're not super aggressive, but Cartouche is good for putting -1/-1 counters on things. It gives lifelink, so yeah, I think it's just a better choice here. It really stinks to pass that Glyph Keeper, though. I am not unaware of that. I'm going to take this Blighted Bat. It's a zombie. It flies. You can give it haste. It's kind of the best card in this pack for us anyway. There's 2 islands, one of them foil, but I'll take this Blighted Bat. Okay, we actually have to wait. I've been taking a while to make my picks, which, you know, whatever. It happens. We have 25 cards in our deck now. Ooh, there's an Edifice of Authority. There's also a Temet, which cares about making tokens, and a lot of times those tokens are zombies. But yeah, there's also an Edifice. There's also a Bantu's Monument, and we do have quite a number of creatures. Black creatures would cost 1 less, but I think Edifice is better than Bantu's Monument because it just always works. I don't know that that's correct, and please feel free to let me know in the comments. I always welcome those comments and that feedback. But yeah, Edifice is really good here. Temet's kind of tempting, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Edifice. Okay, there's another Blighted Bat. I'll take it. There's an Electrify here. We're getting some really sweet cards coming around now. There's Mighty Leap is the only white in this pack, but Blighted Bat's just really good, so we'll just happily take that. Wow. That's amazing. I would have been happy with an Unwavering Initiate. Comes back as a zombie. It's a 3/2 Vigilance. But Stir the Sands is even better, speaking of zombies. So yeah, I'll definitely take a Stir the Sands here. I think, as unfortunate as it is, if we're heavy on 3s, which we definitely are, and we're solidly in these 2 colors, I don't think Obelisk Spider gets there. There's another Temet and an Aven Wind Guide in the same pack. Somebody, if they're in blue-white, is going to be real hooked up here. There's honestly nothing for us. it doesn't, I don't know that it's worth splashing Temet. Like, we don't really make a ton of tokens. I mean, I know we just picked that Stir the Sands up. I think Supernatural Stamina is fine. I don't know that we play it, but it can sit in our sideboard. Nothing else is good enough here. Again, these two are amazing, and Honored Crop Captain's good too, and we're in one of the two colors of all three of them, but I'd rather be heavily working on what we have here than trying to splash for stuff that might not work as well. Okay, there's a Horror of the Broken Lands. It's a horror, not a zombie, and I'm aware of that. There's also a Mighty Leap, but I think Mighty Leaps will come around a little bit later. There's not much of this pack left, but I think Horror is better than Lay Bare the Heart. It's a 5-drop, which we don't have a ton of. It's a 4/4, which really puts pressure on them. And then if we cycle or discard, he just gets to be a 6/5, which is really good. And he himself has cycling. So I think I'm going to go with the Horror. Wow. Wow. Look at this pack. There's a Stir the Sands, Festering Mummy, Splendid Agony. I would take any of these very highly. I think taking Stir the Sands might be going a little too deep, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Festering Mummy's a zombie. Splendid Agony is removal, but thankfully we've got these Sand Blasts, and we've got the Lethal Sting. Cartouche technically works a little bit to help that as well. So I think I'm going to go with the Stir the Sands here. We can just get 2 of them and just make a million zombies. Wandering Death is also fantastic that it's in here. That pack is... Wow. That pack was great for us. Wasteland Scorpion over the Forsake the Worldly. Having one of these isn't terrible. If they have something like an Edifice, I don't feel bad having a Forsake the Worldly as a sideboard and then putting it in later, especially since we have 29 cards in our deck right now. Probably take this out. I like a Wasteland Scorpion, though, so I'm going to take that. We are going to have some cuts to make. Unburden's fine. It's better than Renewed Faith. Cradle of the Accursed is definitely a consideration because, one, it's a desert, which, you know, things like Wretched Camel, but it also makes zombie tokens. But Unburden is also fine, and I'm put it in the sideboard, but I'll take it. Bantu's Monument came back. We are very heavy creatures. I would totally be okay with a Bantu's Monument. It makes these creatures a lot cheaper. There's only the 4 of them. Obviously, it makes the 3-drops and the 2-drops cheaper too, but that's not as relevant with this 3-drop. But still, draining every time we play any creature spell is great. So I'm going to take that and be really happy about it. I'll take a Dune Beetle as well. It's definitely better than Trespasser's Curse. I'll put it in the side. Wow. There's... I mean, we're not playing either of them. I'll take the Kenra Charioteer, I guess. That's a great card to have gone late. And a Hyena pack, same thing. And a Plains. All right. Let's make some cuts. We gonna make 7? 7 cuts. For those of you that care about that sort of thing, let's group the creatures separately. We don't have a ton of spells. But let's just look at this stuff for now. Okay. I'm going to get rid of Without Weakness for now. We will see if we start needing combat tricks going forward. We'll get rid of the Wretched Camel as well. We're not really going desert heavy. Let's see with our 3-drops what we can get rid of. I like our Blighted Bats. I like our Disposal Mummy. Blighted Bats are good. Marauding Bone Slasher is fine. We're definitely going to have other zombies. Merciless Eternal is fine as well. I like Wasteland Scorpion. I like Moaning Wall. I might get rid of Moaning Wall. I'm definitely not getting rid of Unraveling Zombie, clearly. I'm going to put Moaning Wall on the side for now. I'm also going to put 1 of the Lurching Rot Beasts and 1 of the Dutiful Servants in the side. And I might put this Angel in as well. It is high end, but our high end is zombie heavy with our 6-drops in our Stir the Sands here. And so if we get rid of the Angel, then we can, you know, if we run up against a flying deck, I'll definitely put this in. But I think we're doing pretty well zombie-wise. Wasteland Scorpion's not, but that's okay. It has Death Touch, which is important. And the rats, same reason. So let's get rid of this Angel. I like the Aven still. It's a flyer. It gains us a little bit of life. And I think it's, at that point, a better flyer than the Angel that we just got rid of. We just need to make one more cut. But what is it? I don't think it's any of our spells. Cartouche is great. Lethal Sting is great. Both of our Sandblasts are amazing. Edifice, I love. I love Edifice a lot. I think Bantu's Monument in this deck will work really well. And double Stir the Sands seems great. If we have to cycle one, we know that there's another one in the deck, so we don't feel terrible about it. We get a zombie out of it. So yeah, I think... What do we get rid of? Maybe we get rid of this Disposal Mummy. It is a 2/3, but we have a 2/3 already. I don't know. This exiles a card from an opponent's graveyard, which is relevant. This is a really tough choice, actually. I don't know what the right answer is here. Wow. Yeah, that's really tough. And I can't say that our curve is low enough for us to play 16 lands. Especially if, I don't think we don't have any deserts, but yeah, I don't know. The only two white we're not playing are these two that we just took out. We do have a lot of black. What do we take out? That's actually a really tough question. I'm sure you guys are screaming at me. I'm sure you have like the perfect answer. And again, feel free to leave it in the comments. Once I've made my decision, you can tell me whether it was right or wrong. Yeah, I think it's going to be this Disposal Mummy. It means that we're not white early on, so white is a very light splash. We have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white mana symbols in the entire deck. We were very heavily black, and we probably could get rid of these white cards and play mono black. It just wouldn't be as good. So let's put these lands in. I usually like to try to predict what the right number is before Magic Online makes the decision for me, or at least a suggestion. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana symbols in white, I would say 10-7. So it's going to recommend 5 white and 9 black. 4 white and 10 black. All right, so I'm going to switch that up. It's still enough black, I think, that we are still going to see our swamps. We can always swap 1 and 1 later on. But guys, I'm going to save this deck, and I'll be back with round 1 in a second. All right, we are here for round 1. Our opponent won the die roll, is playing first, and I am totally keeping this hand. They sent us... Oh. Okay. Very good. I'm keeping this hand. The only thing we technically can't play yet is this Steadfast Sentinel, but I'm sure that we will get there. I almost took one of those. Very nice. Okay, so we play a Swamp and pass. Next turn, we have a Kenra Eternal. Okay, so they get a Ruin Rat and a life. Interesting choice of colors for your deck, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know. Jace and Ixalis are both male characters, but that does not mean that our opponent is a male. Alright, I play Kenra Eternal. Let's see what else they have. I love that we're just playing the mirror like right off the bat. It's pretty funny. And we drew our 4th land, by the way. I don't know if I like completely no-sold that, but I will take 1. because, well, I don't know what they're playing, but I would say either way they're taking 2. Yeah, they played nothing. They might have Sandblast. They do have 3 mana up. I do know that card. Let's play a land and go to combat and attack and see what happens. I assume there's a Sandblast coming, but we shall see. It's Jeru's Resolve. So they untap it, prevent all damage that we dealt to it, and kill our Eternal. Oh, I'm sorry. They take 1 from Afflict. I thought I forgot it only had Afflict 1. I'm being silly, but still, that's fine. They take 1, and we lose our Kenra, which is fine. Now, on 3, do I play... I think I play Merciless Eternal. This has Afflict 2. That's what I was getting messed up with. Yeah, that seems fine. I'll play the Merciless Eternal and pass. Yeah, Kenra Eternal's only a 2-drop. I don't feel super bad. Did they... Oh, they cycled Wander in Death. I was like, did they play that? But no. They cycled it. I wish I had one of those. That would have been really nice in this deck. I know I saw 1. I know I passed it. I don't offhand recall now what I took over it. Okay, so they're going to Lethal Sting, presumably sacrificing their... Oh, sorry. They don't have to sack. They put a -1, and that's fine. Now it's a -1/3, and they kill our creature. That's fine. Removal in black and white is totally a thing, and I will take another 1, I assume. Yes, okay. Next turn, Steadfast Sentinel will be really good for us because even if they kill it, unless they exile it somehow, like with Final Reward or something, it will eventually be able to come back as a 4/4 with Vigilance. So, yeah, that's our turn. Edifice will come down eventually. We're not under a ton of pressure like from this Ruin Rat, so let's see what they do. They attack. I still don't block. I do eventually want this thing to die, but not that badly. Let's go ahead and play a land, and then I guess I'll attack. If they have another Jeru's Resolve, then they have another Jeru's Resolve. There's really nothing I can do about it, but I will have Stir the Sands next turn anyway, so. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, my creature has Vigilance, so it doesn't matter as much, but that's fine. I will play Edifice of Authority. And I have the mana up to use it. So even if they don't attack, I mean, I'll have used it anyway. Because once they go to combat, I'll just use it. At this point, obviously on the rat. Yes. Okay. And they end their turn. Very nice. We have a Blighted Bat. That's a sweet card, but we also have a Stir the Sands. They don't have, I mean, obviously they don't have counter magic of any kind. If we play the bat and give it flying, or I'm sorry, haste, it has flying automatically. If we give it haste, then next turn if we draw a land, we can play Stir the Sands and keep up Edifice. So I'm gonna try that. Obviously, I'm not attacking with the Steadfast Sentinel, so I might as well play out the Blighted Bat, give it haste, and then go to combat and attack with the bat. Okay, and that'll be my turn. Like I said, I'll leave up Edifice for technically the rat, but it's really just so that it gets the bricks on it so that it can use its better ability later on in the game. Compulsory Rest is a thing that happens. That's fine. Actually, that's a really good target now to hold this Lethal Sting. -1/-1 counter. I don't know that I need the 2 life that badly. So, sure. Beginning of combat. Let's make your rat unable to attack again. Again, really more so that it has a brick counter on it. Okay. We drew that land. So that's really good for us. That's exactly what I wanted. Well, I can't attack. At least not till next turn once I can Edifice on the Ruin Rat. Let's just stir the sands. Okay. And then that'll probably be my turn. I don't feel like my Steadfast Sentinel, letting my Steadfast Sentinel die off for no reason. Okay, so they're flashing in Vizier of the Deferment, or of Deferment, excuse me. Nothing attacked or blocked this turn, so they don't get that value off of it. They just get a 2/2. Oh, I see. So they would have been able to flash it away and then bring it back without a counter on it. Nice. Let's see what they do. Okay, so here I would still do it on the rat. I can block this guy, this Vizier with the Steadfast Sentinel, and even if they have a combat trick of some kind, I wouldn't care, because if it dies, I can just eternalize it. Okay, so I have a land. I will play it. I will then make the Ruin Rat unable to block as well, so that I can just attack with everything. They can block 2 things, and they'll still take 4, but I could also use this Lethal Sting and kill their 1/3, and I think I'm going to do that now, or negative 1/3, I should say. I'll kill the God Pharaoh's Faithful, and I'll put the counter on my Blighted Bat, who is useless anyway. So that's fine. Then I go to combat and attack with all. And since there's no exerters, I can actually do that. Okay, they'll trade off with a zombie. That's fine. They have something else. 3 mana, so a Sandblast. Sandblast on another zombie. Okay, not on the Eternalize. I guess that makes sense. So they take 4. And that's my turn. This thing can do nothing, thankfully. Thanks, Edifice. I love that card. Oh, wow. That's a very early concede. I mean, I'm okay with it because I win, but still, I'm a little surprised. Okay, so they had the same kind of deck that we did. We didn't get any Liliana's defeats or Gideon's defeats, but so that's relevant to notice. I don't want to give them cards in their graveyard because black has cards that care about when you cycle or discard, but also because they had that Wander in Death. I don't know that we need anything. I mean, I guess the Without Weakness to give something indestructible, there was a lot of like destroy target creature things. But I think we did okay. And I don't know what I would take out for it because I think all of my creatures are still good in this matchup. So I'm going to submit and see what happens. I always say we're already up a game, so worst comes to worst, we can further sideboard based on if we lose, based on how we lose. Well, one way that we could lose is by not having the right lands. Let's mulligan. That's better. It's not great. If there's a land on top, I'm keeping it no matter what it is. Sweet. Keep it on top, please. Because then we have Unraveling Mummy. Sure, Avon's going to be a while, but still. And Blighted Bat for 3. Okay. And we drew that land. Look at that. What a surprise. And we end our turn. Okay. Now we have a Ruin Rat. One more land and we have Steadfast Sentinel. Okay. Well, we can either Blighted Bat or Wasteland Scorpion or Unraveling Mummy. Let's go to combat first. They have so much removal. I'd rather use the Wasteland Scorpion to bait out some of the removal. Yeah, here's a Vizier, so that's fine. So they're going to exile it so they don't have to block. Okay, and then we play the Wasteland Scorpion. Yeah, I want to get all their funny tricks and stuff out of the way now before I play my Unraveling Mummy, since it's like possibly the best card in our deck, especially for our deck and what it's doing. I would be surprised if they attacked, unless they have the prevent all damage thing. Okay. Cartouche. All right, so did they forget to do that before combat? I feel like they did, because that would give it first strike. All right. Horror of the Broken Lands is not a land, which is kind of what we needed. We could play Blighted Bat, but yeah. We literally cannot block this now. At least, again, I'm not going to block with a bat, so yeah. Let's go with Blighted Bat. Can't give it haste because I don't have a land, and that's my turn because I'm not attacking either. That Cartouche on that Vizier is a very good counter to what we're doing right now. Although, again, Blighted Bat is a good thing for us. Oh, well, I lied. Blighted Bat is no longer a good thing for us. Again, this really is the mirror. No attacks? Okay, I was going to say, I'd be surprised if you didn't attack. You're going to get in for 3. I'm not blocking that. Okay. All right. So we have 4 now. That's enough for the Steadfast Sentinel. We could also get the Unraveling Mummy out. They have 2 cards left in their hand. The nice thing about Unraveling Mummy is we can threaten the Death Touch on the Blighted Bat to kill the Aven. That's like 2 turns away at this point. But so we could wait. The thing is, if we wait till we have 5 mana, then to be able to play this and then have leave up activation, then we're not playing our Aven or our Horror, which is our Horror is a good way of dealing with this, although we know they have combat tricks. So I think I'm going to just do the Steadfast Sentinel here. It's not perfect, and it doesn't really help us on this stall. Well, stall on our end. It's definitely not a stall for them. But it's something on the field. If it has to die, it has to die, and then we can hopefully get to 6 later. But I think the stuff that we have coming up is going to be a lot better for us. Okay. They go to combat. Do they attack with both? Just the flyer. Okay. They play a Ruin Rat. Okay. They have the ground locked up very nicely. But I can... What do they have here for 2? So they only have 1 card left in their hand. They have nothing in their graveyard, and I don't think any of their... Yeah. Okay. Good old compulsory arrest on the Blighted Bat. Well, that's a darn shame. Land? Not a land. A Merciless Eternal. Okay. Well, they have no cards left in hand, so their opportunities for drawing removal for this are totally luck-based at this point. So I'm going to at least try it. I'm going to try for the Unraveling Mummy and see what happens. I'm going to... See, the question is whether I want to attack with this or not. If I do, it goes away. I'm nowhere near 6, which I think is my problem with that strategy. So let's just end our turn and see where we're going from here. I mean, we are just losing kind of quickly. So if they're only attacking with the flyer, it's at least a little bit better for us than them also attacking with this first striker. Because I guess they're assuming like, a triple block or something to get rid of it. All right, we got to Stir the Sands, which we can cycle it, which will let us draw a card and hopefully draw into a land. We could also Merciless Eternal, which doesn't really do much for us here, unfortunately. So I think it's going to be Stir the Sands. But I don't think we need to do that right away. I think that we can. Our only zombie, besides this guy, our only zombie on the field can attack or block. So I think I'm going to end my turn and just be ready to cycle Stir the Sands, which would get us a zombie as well, which could be good if we need to throw a blocker out there that they don't expect, which I doubt. Okay, they have one card in hand. We're just taking 3 every turn. Can't do anything about it until we draw a land. Okay. And they end their turn, which means we cycle this. Okay. We have 2 chances to draw a land right now. There's the first, and here's the second. Thank you. Oh my god. All right. So let's just run this out. They do have 1 card in hand. I don't know what it is, but we gain 3 and have a blocker for their 3/3. I think... What happens if we get bold and attack with the Ruin Rat, the Steadfast Sentinel, and the Zombie token? I think what happens is we are upset that we don't have the mana up to use this. So, unfortunately, I think we wait until next turn. They very well could have an answer for our Aven, but at least at that point we have some kind of a backup plan. And if we draw a land, we don't hate ourselves because we have Stir the Sands as well. I will happily attempt to trade off here. Again, I assume out of these 2 cards, one of them is a combat trick. It is a Sandblast, so our Aven dies, but we don't take any damage because the blocks happened. Removal? Nope. Blighted Bat. Yeah, okay. We can give it Death Touch. That's better than nothing. So let's do that. Which, unfortunately, again, means we're not attacking this turn, but... Again, the pressure that's being put on us is only from this Aven. They have 2 cards in hand. They're going right to combat. Let's see if we can do something to kill this. Okay. Let's... Why can't we... Oh, it's attacking only? Did I make that mistake? Of course I did. Well, that sucks. That's fine. It just looks like we did it on purpose to preserve our life total, which we didn't, but that's fine. All right, so we have 5 mana. We can play Merciless Eternal and Ruin Rat, but I think this is where we do that attack that we were talking about earlier. So let's go to combat, because now we drew another Death Toucher, so we aren't upset about attacking with this Ruin Rat, because we're going to have the other one. So we attack with the Rat, the Steadfast Sentinel, and the Zombie token, and see what happens. I assume blocks here, and chumps. That's my guess. Kill the... Well, they might not want to kill the Sentinel. They might want to kill the Zombie and chump the Sentinel so that it stays there and is not as much of a threat to them. They could also just willingly trade off the Warrior. Oh, they're just taking 5 total damage. So they go to 18. Okay. Well, let's play a Merciless Eternal and a Ruin Rat. That's not terrible. I mean, we're still very screwed in the air, but we're not dead yet. And if we can keep putting out pressure like this and attacking a lot, they very well might... this might turn into a race for us. Hey, a Sandblast. That's awesome. So we have one activation of the Unraveling Mummy, which we can use to give one of our zombies lifelink. Let's attack with both Ruin Rats, the Zombie, the Merciless Eternal, and the Steadfast Sentinel. And see what happens. Again, there's more and more pressure. Let's see what they do. They do have 3 cards in hand, but I'm okay with putting pressure on them. Yeah, they're taking it, so I guess we just tap the 2, and now we're doing this correctly this time. Target attacking zombie will gain lifelink, and we'll use it on the Merciless Eternal. Okay, we're both at 10. That's really good. And we have our own Sandblast to get rid of their Aven, which is really good. And that was, again, a very early concession. Again, I'm okay with it. I won the match, but I'm surprised. Let's draw a card. What did I get? Edifice. Not bad. That would have helped us out. It still wasn't a land, which I at this point, I was waiting to play Stir the Sands for that. Anyway, I will be back with round 2 in just a second. So we're back, as promised. Here is round 2. We have 2 lands. That is very unfortunate, but any land gets us almost every card in our hand, so I'm going to keep it. We have a play. Might be a mistake, but it might not. Oh, good. It's not the mirror this time. We have Edifice. Okay. We're getting there. We knew our 3 drops were plentiful, so we have 4 of them in hand right now. Wow. An Honored Crop Captain. That's aggressive. Nice and early. Thankfully, we have a Ruin Rat. And we drew a land. That's gorgeous. Okay. Ruin Rat it is. We have endless possibilities now. That's it. If they attack, I'm definitely suspicious. Oh, wow. 3 colors. Yeah, if they attack, I'm definitely suspicious, but I'll still try it. I'll still try to block. They have a Dauntless Aven, so they can untap something, which they don't. Okay. Well. I think I play Edifice here. I didn't attack on purpose, because I'd rather leave it back as a blocker for the 3/2, because otherwise it gets a little scary. Yeah, I'll take the 2. Oh, it's when it attacks, not when it enters the battlefield. I'm just reading the cards is important, guys. That's your lesson for today. Don't be like Joe. Read the cards. I take 2. That's fine. They have an Unwavering Initiate, also a good card. And I have a Horror of the Broken Lands, which is not a land, and is unfortunately now a 5-drop. So let's toss these to the side. We have these guys to work with. That's actually interesting. Because with Lethal Sting, I got to put a -1/-1 counter on something. That something could be Dutiful Servants if I had the mana for it, or it could be the Wasteland Scorpion, because since it has Death Touch, it doesn't matter whether it's a 1/1 or a 2/2. But none of that allows me to leave up mana for Edifice, and the Blighted Bat would stop this Aven from attacking, because this only pumps power. They could have combat tricks, but I think I'm going to try the Blighted Bat. If I trade off, that's fine with me. I would be totally okay with trading off my Blighted Bat for their Dauntless Aven, and I'm, once again, not attacking. So, let's see what they do. They had the Natural Tron, which was good for them, and they have an Ifnir Deadlands as well. Are they 4-color? That seems... Wow, yeah, there's a Manolith as well. Interesting. Do they attack? Just with this guy. They don't know that we have another Death Toucher. So, plus, what is it, 5 to embalm him? Do we take 3 or do we kill it? I say we kill it. If we get more lands, I mean, there's Lethal Sting, there's Dutiful Servants as a blocker, etc. So I am not upset about blocking that way. Oh, that's even better. Perfect. Even if I had read it, yeah. Anyway, regardless. Another Dauntless Haven. Good for them. Okay, we got a land. That's good. That means we can play a 3-drop and still have Edifice mana up, which is good. I'm going to play the Wasteland Scorpion. Yes, cast it. And we have the 1 mana for the Edifice, so we can still, with what's on their board, we can still stop up everything they have, which is nice. And let's see what they have. Beneath the Sands. They are ramping to something. I don't see blue yet, so it's not Bolus. Oh, I let them attack? Well, that's my fault. That's fine. I can Edifice at end of turn. Oh, okay. That's fine. All that happens. They untap stuff. They have 1 card in hand and 3 available mana. All of these things happen. Okay. So we're still in Declare Attackers. Let's go to blocks. Let's block this flyer. I don't know that it really matters. And this 3/2. I will take 3 damage. Cool. Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, on end step, since I forgot to activate it, I'll do it just to get the brick on. Okay, now I have 5 mana, which means I can play Dutiful Servants and have Edifice mana up, which is good. Let's do that. Because if I draw another land, I can have Unraveling Mummy, activations on Unraveling Mummy, and Edifice of Authority up. They have another desert. They attack. That's fine. I can't do anything about that. Not this turn. Because I didn't Edifice again. Maybe I should stop talking so much and focus a little bit more on the cards. What do you guys think? Misplay Central. Okay, Scaled Behemoth is an issue. That cannot be targeted by Edifice, which is very unfortunate. Do I have anything either in my deck or not in my deck that can deal with that? Oh, Death Touch. Death Touch can totally deal with that. They're not going to block with it, though. Again, on end step, I'll do this again, which they must think I'm crazy. Like, that I'm just doing this on end step, like, just because I seemingly don't know what the card does. Okay. So if I attack with my 2/5 after I've played Unraveling Mummy, they might be stupid enough to block with a Scaled Behemoth, although I doubt it. I can take 6 from this thing once. So let's Unraveling Mummy first. We want to be able to give it Death Touch, so let's go to combat and attack. Okay. I assume they just don't block and go to 18. That would make the most sense. But since they're doing that, let's gain some life. Just for the hell of it. And leave up, hopefully remembering, Edifice mana. Again, it's for the 2 from the Dauntless Haven because we can't... Hey, I remembered this time. It's for the 2 from the Dauntless Haven because we can't stop the hexproof 6/7. And we're just going to take 6 because I'm not blocking that. The nice thing is we could do some shenanigans with Horror of the Broken Lands, but we'd need a cycling or discarding card to be able to do that. Actually, we need 2, so that's not as good. And we could double block. I'd be okay with that. Okay, so they put 2 -1/-1 counters on it. It's still an 0/1. It's still alive. I don't hate that. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Okay. So we don't have anything in our graveyard. We have a Lethal Sting, which would kill the Dauntless Aven, but then Edifice is doing nothing. We can Horror of the Broken Lands, which would then leave up 1 activation of Unraveling Mummy or Edifice of Authority, not both. And right now on board, we're going to 3 if we activate on this. So let's play the Horror. For 5. We only have 2 mana left. So let's not attack. I think our best plan here is to... See, unfortunately, we don't have another power. So this play on their part was good, putting the counters on this. I think we have to not block next turn, hope we draw a creature, and then if we have to triple block this thing, then that's fine, because I can Edifice on this for forever. So let's see. No attacks. Go to end step. And let's see if they just... I assume they... Nope. Okay, they're playing something first. No, they're not. They play a Desert so that they can sack it to kill our Unraveling Mummy. Or shrink our Horror. If they shrink our Horror, we're kind of screwed if they do that. If they kill the Mummy, they kill the Mummy. Yeah, they shrink the Horror. That's a good call. It's a 2/2 now. And now we need 3 power or more. And I forgot to... Well, that's fine. Great. Great. And then they untap the 6/7. Great. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what we draw. We go to 1. What do we draw? Wow. It's a Lurching Rot Beast. That's pretty sweet. That can work for us. So if we play this, we can block this thing. They have 1 card in hand. Oh, but they'll activate the Deadlands first. Oh, but they need... Well, they could sack it. And it's enough where we could Lethal Sting. But because if they activate this Deadlands, we can only chump, which would be unfortunate, but is still an option. We could chump with this and just still live, and then hope to draw something else. I mean, it sucks that we'd be doing all of that, blocking with like 75 creatures, but yeah. Let's use the fancy ability on Edifice. Let's let's go to combat, not attack, because we need all of our blockers. And if we have to chump with the Mummy, we chump with the Mummy. If near Deadlands to kill the Horror, for example. They might just shrink the Servants or something. They're playing a Manolith. Now they don't have enough, or is it 4? No, it's 4. Okay, so they still can. Yeah. All right. And they... Whatever they target... Well, I was going to say this won't die. But this gets rid of 4 power. So that's fine. That kind of sucks. Now we, again, need 3 power or more. We've already done that. So, attacks. Now we have to block. If we don't, we lose. So, let's block. There's no trample. They still have 1 card in hand. Okay. So we have a Merciless Eternal, which we can make have enough power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be cool. Let's do it. Just because I'm an idiot, let's do this now. Because otherwise, if I forget, we just lose. So maybe don't do that. All right, let's see if we can, at 1 life, get rid of this stupid Scaled Behemoth. I say stupid. I love the card. It's stupid because our opponent has it. Okay. Let's see what they do. They have 2 cards in hand. I'm going to triple block your creature. And I'm just going to do this now. Pay 3. Discard our Lethal Sting. Oh, and it actually helps with the horror as well. That's pretty cool. In fact, now we can just double block. We don't have to triple block. That's actually really awesome. Okay. I like all of what's happening here. If they have a combat trick, I better triple block anyway, because it's 6, so they can't kill all 3 anyway. So just to be sure. I'm at 1, so I can't really risk it. So they're only killing the Merciless Eternal? Oh yeah, because they can't kill anything else. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. That works. Wow. And a Steadfast Sentinel, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steadfast Sentinel. I don't deserve to win this game, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. But I'm still going to try. Let's go to combat and attack with these 2. Wow. Okay. 14-1. We might be able to do this. They have 3 cards in hand. We have none. We are top decking. They're playing something. It's a grind to put a -1/-1 counter on each of these. Okay. So they each have 1 power now. It's still damage. If this thing dies, I'm happy about it. So tapping to play Dust. Exile all 3 of my creatures. Well, that stinks. They have 2 cards in hand, but only 1 mana available. So come on, good top deck. It's a land. I'm going to hold it. 1 to bluff, 2 in case we have to discard something. We don't have any Eternalize because the one that we had just got exiled. So let's end our turn, and let's remember, because I didn't do it yet, to activate the Edifice. Hey, I did it, because otherwise I lose. So, Edifice, please. Sweet. All right. They have 1 card in hand because I think they played a land. Ooh, Stir the Sands is very nice. And we have enough to still activate Edifice. So let's cast Stir the Sands. Let's activate Edifice on this guy and end our turn. We're still in it. I don't know how, but we are still somehow in this game. Like I said, I don't deserve to win this game, but I'm still going to try to. Okay, Sandblast is good. I'm still going to Edifice here because I'd rather Sandblast. Like, they have red. They could have a Haster. Who knows? And let's attack with all. And and see what happens. They go to 8. They're on a 2-turn clock. They go to combat. We've already activated Edifice, and they end their turn. We have a Bantu's Monument. I don't know that that's relevant. Let's Edifice. Let's go to combat. Attack with all creatures. Wow. Oh my god. It is 2-1. What's going to happen now? Oh my god. If I were them, I wouldn't concede because I've been forgetting this Edifice forever. So they still have a possibility. Although I haven't been forgetting to attack. So, and since it's their turn and it already has been activated on it, they kind of don't have anything on board that they can do. Sent me a message. All right. All right. So that was game 1. All right. Well, they sent me a message. Oh, okay, I can't see it yet. I have to submit my deck first. Okay, so those were crazy misplays. Let's see if we can't fix this. And they sent us another message as well. I can't see it until I've submitted. So Scale Behemoth was the biggest threat that we saw. Unfortunately, we don't have anything for it. We do have Angel of the God Pharaoh. If we put in the Angel, what do we take out? All right, they're sending us lots of messages. Let's see what's going on here. We want to get rid of... I guess the Lethal Sting? We didn't really use it. They didn't have anything that was worth using it on. Excuse me. Although I guess same could be said for Sandblast. Okay. So they said, no, I misplayed way too hard. Should have just stalled with Crocodile. I got so flooded. All right. So with this hand, they said they got flooded. We are screwed. So let's mulligan. That's worse. Great. Well, we've got, like, none of these hands were keepable. This is garbage. All right, well, I guess I'm keeping this one. All right, so let's keep this one. Stir the Sands can go on the bottom. And let's wait until we... okay. So they use their Traveler's Amulet. That's fine. Okay. Well, we have good lands. We just don't have anything to play with them. Okay. Natural Tron. Again, obviously they have more than 3, but... Ooh, Doom Diviner. They definitely have deserts. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing anything. Okay. So we have a land. All right. We have 2 4-drops, and we have 4 lands. This is not... We haven't lost yet. I said that last game, too. So let's see. Let's see if I can focus. Manolith. Okay. If they attack, I will not be blocking. 2 damage. That's fine. Okay. We got another land. Now we're flooding out. We had no lands. Now we're just getting nothing but lands. Let's play the Steadfast Sentinel. We'll go to combat. We'll attack. And all right. Cool. All right, we're both at 18. I have a 2/3, so it can block this. If they have a combat trick, they get us, but I don't care if they kill this thing. All right, Bitterbow Sharpshooters is very good. Thankfully, Dutiful Servants blocks it really well, which is nice. Marauding Bone Slasher is good too, but I'm going to go with the Servants. I'm going to... Oh, it has reach. I was like, oh, I'm going to attack first. No, that's real dumb. All right, let's do it that way. Dutiful Servants. All right, so if they attack with this, I'm just going to double block with my 2/3 and my 2/5 because I want my Blighted Bat to be able to attack. I feel like my Blighted Bat has gotten hated on real hard these 2 matches. I mean, it's a good card, so I understand why, but still, why? He's so cool. Look at him. Anyway, all right, they're playing something. They have the possibility for all 5 colors right now. They put Compulsory Rest on my 2/5. Interesting choice. Not necessarily the wrong one. If they put it on this, it would be a good way for me to get it directly into the graveyard. Okay. Well, I'm okay with this. I think I'm going to block the Bitterbow Sharpshooters, though. Double block it. Presumably they're just going to kill the Blighted Bat and let the Steadfast Sentinel live, but that's fine. I want to get rid of that thing. It's very troublesome for me. They have something. Darn it. Well, that's one way to deal with getting flooded is to play Struggle. I do not remember what Survive does, so I'll have to take a look at that. But that is good. 2 for 1 is a real thing. All right, so Survive is shuffling graveyards into libraries. Well, Steadfast Sentinel's the thing. And if we draw a land, we don't. Okay. Oh, cool. We can kill it with Sandblast. That's nice. All right, that's fine. Let's play nothing. Yeah, because we can't do both of these, but we can do this and sack this. So let's hold up Sandblast for the 4/4 and sack the 2/5 to gain 2 life, negating this attack. And then play the Bone Slasher the next turn. I'll be able to block until I get more zombies. Oh, crap. Well, actually, Sandblast works really well on Samut. Wow. That seems great for us. I'm glad. I mean, obviously they played it before attacking, but now we're just going to kill Samut with a Sandblast. Whew. Wow, that was scary. Okay. Well, they've been declared as an attacker, so why don't we kill it now? Okay. They're tapped out. That happens. We're still taking 6. I'll sack this guy. Gain 2 life. And he ends his turn. What's his message? All right. Well, we have either one of these is good. I think if we don't have enough lands to play this and leave up activation. So let's play the Marauding Bone Slasher because it can block the Dune Diviner a heck of a lot better than the Merciless Eternal can. Which probably just means that they won't attack with it, which is still... Oh, actually, it can't block. It's late. I shouldn't do this when I'm tired. But I'm having fun. We're taking 6, going to 6. That's not a good time. Draw land? Oh, it might not matter. What are they playing? A Dauntless Haven. Okay. So it very much might not matter. We'll see. I don't... Oh, okay. That's fine. Wasteland Scorpion is good at dealing with Bitterbow Sharpshooters, actually. And I can't attack. Even though I can't block, it doesn't really make much sense. So I'm just going to end my turn. I could have played Merciless Eternal and left up double block possibilities. Either way, if they have removal for this, which now they do. Yep. Now they just win. Very nice. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Attack away. Let's just move on. Okay. We're going to game 3. Let's see how this works. Well, they had a Bitterbow Sharpshooters, and we took out our Lethal Sting, so I guess we put back in... I mean, we also mulled to 4, right? Like, there was no... And we still did okay. So let's keep this. I mean, Lethal Sting is good against Bitterbow Sharpshooters, but not against Scaled Behemoth. And I think Scaled Behemoth is a lot scarier, because I think we have a lot of things that deal well with a 4/4, like this, or any of our Death Touchers. So let's try this deck with the Angel instead of the Lethal Sting and see what happens. Hopefully, yes, I'd like to play first. Hopefully, we have a playable opener. Black is our more prominent color. We're more likely to see it for our lands. We only need 1 to make this hand passable. And we have Edifice. I don't really want a mulligan again. So for those reasons, I'm keeping it. And we're on the play, which is not the best thing in the world. But still. We're going to see what we can do. They play a Traveler's Amulet. That happens. We drew a swamp. Ooh, got there. Never didn't have it. Okay. Depending on what they play, we play Edifice or Wasteland Scorpion. They play a Steward of Solidarity, which they can tap and exert to make 1/1s. So I think I Wasteland Scorpion this turn. Yes, because if they tap this to make a 1/1, then we are free, if they don't play a creature, of course, to attack with the Wasteland Scorpion. They have another Desert, and they play Manolith with it. They're ramping up real nicely. So far, they still can't activate Deadlands, which is nice, because that would kill our Scorpion again. Okay, they ended their turn. Well, we can Blighted Bat, haste, and attack, or we can Lurching Rotbeast. Right now, Lurching Rotbeast is bad because Deadlands is still here. So let's go with Blighted Bat and haste. End combat. Do I attack with both? With what they have on the field right now, I think I do, especially since Deadlands might kill the Scorpion anyway. So if I can get in for 4 and they don't block, that's better. Cool. Works for me. And they make a warrior. Oh, do they block with the warrior? No, they don't. Okay, fine. That's my turn. They're activating Traveler's Amulet. That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, game 2 was terrible for us. Game 1 was terrible because of me. So let's see how game 3 works out for us. So far, I'm pretty optimistic. I think we're doing okay. the Deadlands is a thing. But they play another Manalith. So yeah, they're getting closer and closer to being able to use this to kill something. They play a Dune Diviner. They can start gaining 1 life. They haven't done that yet, but yeah, I take 1. Okay. I have a Kenra Eternal, so I can play... Do I go to combat first? Yeah, I think I do. I think that makes the most sense. Let's go to combat. Attack with both. And see if they trade anything off. They don't. They just take 4 again. Okay. And then with 5 left, if I Edifice and Eternal, that doesn't do anything for me. I think I'll play Edifice and leave up activation. Let's see how this works for us. I'm going to activate it on the Dune Diviner, if that was a question. Another desert. Well, we can't wait out these Deadlands much longer. 1, 2. Nope. Not 2. 1. Oh, they chose red and white for an Honored Crop Captain. Okay. Well, this turn, we activated on the Diviner, but in the future, it's going to be on the Crop Captain. I take 1. All right. Okay, so we drew a Horror, which we could play for 5, and it would be a 4/4. That blocks really well with what's on their field. Again, they can if near Deadlands it, but that's okay. Anything else that they use it on, it dies. So, hold on. Let's go to combat first. I don't want them to have any more information before they decide whether to block or not. They make another 1/1 and then double block. They do double block. Okay. I don't need to assign blocking order. They go to 10 and my Scorpion's dead. And then I'll play a Horror of the... That seems like a bad choice. Hold on. Let's undo. Let's play the Lurching Rot Beast and leave up Edifice mana. I'd prefer to leave up Edifice. Their Honored Crop Captain, they gain a life. Okay, that's fine. They can do it again. They gain another life. They go back up to 12. Okay. All right, let's see. They have an Evolving Wilds. So they can go look for... What are they missing? Technically, they're missing a red basic, and a black basic. But they've got deserts. Well, this one you'd have to pay life for. So... Okay, so they're activating the Deadlands on the Rot Beast and killing it, is my guess. Yes. I will Edifice in response, just because. Okay. We take 2. And we draw a land. Sweet. So now we can do our plan from before and play Horror of the Broken Lands and keep up Edifice of Authority. And attack still. For 2. And this will be the last one for our Edifice before we can do it on our own turn. They use their Evolving Wilds. That makes sense. They have one, technically two more deserts left, but they have one more non-if near Deadlands desert left. So they can shrink this and then kill it, or just kill this and then shrink this. Nope, they played a third desert. Well, never mind. Okay, beginning of combat. Let's actually remember this time. And they don't attack at all. Makes sense. They have 2 cards in hand. Ugh, gross. Okay. We have 6. Let's play. This would only give it +2/+1, so that's not enough to kill this, even if we kept up Stir the Sands cycling mana. So let's play Dutiful Servants. Let's go to combat. Attack for 2. Nothing had reach, so it didn't matter whether we activated Edifice on anything. I guess we can just do it now. It's still on the Honored Crop Captain. And then we can end our turn. Alright, so they're going to do something end of turn, probably just this. Yeah, they gain a life. Okay. Very good. It's 9-16, and my clock's getting a little low. So let's see what we can do here. We can block is what we can do here. We probably won't if they're only attacking with the Scaled Behemoth. If we draw, I would love to draw a land next turn so we can Stir the Sands and leave up Edifice. Or activate Edifice, I guess, at that point. They are playing Grind. And then to dust and exiling them. Well, that's unfortunate. Wow. We take 9. Ooh, Sandblast. Okay. So if we tap 2 for the Kenrit Eternal, Sandblast is 5. We can activate Edifice again on the Honored Crop Captain. We take 3, 4, 5. We could still live. And attack as well. Yes. We can still live, so I might as well be putting in some damage. They can gain 1 life at the end of my turn. And they do so. Okay. If they activate Deadlands, we just lose now. Great. Could they have done it twice? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they wouldn't have had the mana to do it twice. So attacking with this is how we lost. Oh, actually, no, not necessarily. It depends. It still depends on how they attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. If they kill the Kenrit Eternal and attack all out, we lose. If they leave back this, we still live. Ha. Okay. So we can still live. It sucks because we have to Sandblast this thing. Oh, no. We still lose then. They still have it. All right. So, I mean, my clock's really low anyway. Let's Sandblast the Dune Diviner, kill it, take 7, and lose. Let's tell them good games because we've been talking to them for a while. And we will do the right thing and concede. Okay, well, no trophy for Joe again. That's really rough. But game 2 was rough, and I misplayed a lot. So like I said, I didn't deserve to win game 1. I won it anyway, so karma works that way where I just didn't win that match. So we're going to go to round 3. I'll be back in just a second. Here's round 3. Wow, this person has a sweet avatar. And we have an unkeepable hand once again. And this one's better. Okay. We went to 6. Did they go to 6? We went to 6. Nope. Okay. We can keep Blighted Bat on top. It's a good card. And it's 3. Play a land and end our turn. Okay. Well, I was going to say we haven't seen green yet, but our last opponent played every color but blue, so yes, we have. Let's start with the Eternal as opposed to the Ruin Rat, since they don't have anything on their field yet. Okay, sweet. We can get in some early damage. And we drew the 3rd land. That's beautiful. All right, let's attack first. Okay. All right. Then we play the Blighted Bat. Sure, it doesn't have haste, but that's fine. We end our turn. And what does our opponent do? Still nothing? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go to combat again. And attack for 4. Oh, they have something. It's a pouncing cheetah. So they can kill our Kenra Eternal, but they take 1 from it, 2 from the bat, and then they trade. Okay. And then I'll finish off by playing a 3/3. Interesting. Right, they have 4. And they play nothing. Interesting. Well, we don't have 4 yet, but let's go to combat first. I do have another zombie, so my Marauding Bone Slasher can block their 0 creatures on the field. They have another flash creature. There are plenty of them. Some of them are in blue. Impeccable timing. Okay. He's dead. Take another 2. Go to 13. I could play Edifice. I'd rather play Rat. They have no creatures on the field. So I think I'd rather put more pressure on them, even if it is just 1 more point each turn. We are stuck on 3 lands. They've been hitting all their lands. They just haven't been playing anything. There's something. Okay. Very good. Land? Not a land. Unraveling Mummy, though. That's something. Actually, I don't even need it right now. I'll totally just attack with these 2. It's a 4. Oh, it's got reach. I'm so stupid. Okay. Well, that happens. I completely forgot. I was just so used to doing that. So, let's see what they have for us here. They have combat and attack for 4. We go to 16. They're at 12. Do they play something? Yes. They play a Steadfast Sentinel. We have one of those. Okay. We do not draw a land. Okay. I guess we Edifice here. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we leave this up. I'd much rather it block this guy, but I'm assuming they're just going to attack with this because they're okay with it going to the graveyard. But let's play Edifice. And pass. I will not attack. A land would be real nice. Oasis Ritualist. Fine card. Against us right now, it's a pretty good attacker. Yeah, I figured that's what they were going to do. No blocks. I'll go to 14. Land? Hey, a land. Okay. So we can... Cartouche is actually not good here. Unraveling Mummy is okay. It blocks either of these well. And Edifice deals with the Bitterbow Sharpshooters anyway. So let's do that. Let's do the Mummy. Let's end our turn not attacking. And once they go to combat, we can Edifice their Bitterbow Sharpshooters. They are... They're exerting. They have a lot of mana. 9 to be exact. Paying into an X spell of some kind. Well then. X is 7? So they can just -6 it now? And just have 2 5/5s with flying and haste? Seriously? Okay. And they don't. Less than or equal to... Okay. Well, they don't know what their top card is. Do they get lucky? Really? Wow. Okay. It's beginning of combat step. Let's not get too freaked out. Let's activate this. And then let them do whatever it is they're going to do. Nothing. Well, I guess that makes sense. No reason to attack with the 2/3 this turn. Okay. This is a little rough. Let's... If we cartouche here, this becomes a 3/4 with lifelink, and we can shrink this down to a 3/3 so that we can more confidently activate the Edifice. It seems like our best play. I'll do that. I'll pay 3. And then the counter can go on the sharpshooters. Yes, please. And that's it. I'm not attacking. Yep, I'll wait to activate Edifice on this Rampaging Hippo, because while the Ruin Rat can kill it, I'd still take 4, and I'd really rather not do that. Nissa again. And whiffs. But they get to draw it, though, right? So, yeah. Oh, no, they don't. They just look at it. Okay. They... Really? Alright, that's rough. Well, I guess I'm still gonna activate Edifice. I guess in response. It doesn't really matter. Desert's Hold happens. They don't have a desert, so they don't gain 3 life, but it's still an arrest, basically. Which is a perfect play on our Unraveling Mummy. I won't deny that for a second. They still attack with both. I'm gonna block that guy. Are they playing something? They're sandblasting my 1/1 Death Touch. We get to exile a card from their graveyard. I don't know. The Pouncing Cheetah? I guess it doesn't... At that point, it doesn't matter. Okay. Man, they are all over us. That is rough. I was going to say, and we're fighting through on 4 lands. All right, let's play this Blighted Bat. We're going to put the last brick counter on our Edifice on their turn. So that's something. Wow. Well, I can take 7 this turn and go to 5. Oh, 8 this turn and go to 4. Because Ambuscade pumps it up by 1. Great. Of course. Or we just lose. Take an extra 10. So we go to -6. Yep. They could have done that right off the bat. I don't know that would they have won that turn? I think so. All right. What can we do against Nissa and or not drawing lands? Without Weakness is something, but it's not good enough against the Flyers. This doesn't have flying. This is a difficult matchup in general for us. All right. I don't really know what else to do except to see if we can draw more lands than 3 in the beginning and then eventually a 4th. Yes, I'd like to play first. I guess I asked for more lands. Ask and ye shall receive. Are they keeping 7? They are keeping 7. That's unfortunate. Okay. On their turn, they also just play a land and pass. We also play a land and pass. This is better for them because their deck is clearly long game and Oshra Cultivators. Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, there's a Lethal Sting that we're not playing for a while because I don't care about the Cultivator. And a Wasteland Scorpion is really good against an Oshra Cultivator. I assume they're just going to use it right away, but maybe not. Okay, yep, because they can block and then activate it. Let's play our 4th land, go to combat, attack, and make them do it. Oh, okay. That's fine too. I'd rather... Well, I guess I could have done one then the other, but yeah, that's fine with me. Let's cast this Lurching Rot Beast. We can do a Horror of the Broken Lands next turn as well. I just want to put as much pressure on as possible before they start getting their big stuff out there. Okay, Cartouche is nice. Let's attack and see now if they block and activate. They do. Yep. That's fine. They get their second color. They blocked. And let's cast Horror of the Broken Lands. Very good. We have 2 4-power creatures. Let's see if it can get us there. I'm not super confident, but we can totally try. And then we can force a game 3. Let's see. Okay. Well, let's attack. See if they have a Sandblast for our Horror of the Broken Lands. They sure do. Look at that. Look at that prediction. Not that it does anything for us. Okay. Let's play the Ruin Rat. It probably should have been Dutiful Servants, but that's okay. That's not... Based on my standards, that's not a misplay. Just because of all the other misplays that I have made today. That one's like the least. Okay. A Steadfast Sentinel is fine. In fact, Cartouche on Lurching Rotbeast shrinking the Steadfast Sentinel is also something that is fine. So let's do that. Perfect. Now let's attack. It's going to be just with this. They're going to want their Steadfast Sentinel dead anyway, but at least it doesn't kill our Lurching Rotbeast. Oh, okay. Great. They don't block with it. Even better. That's my turn. I gained 5 life in the process. That was cool. And they're at 11, so they're going to have to start playing their big stuff pretty quickly, although they're on 6, so that's usually when big stuff starts coming out. I'll take 1. I'm not going to put your creature in your graveyard for you so that you can bring it back as a 4/4. Okay, I drew a land. All right, let's go to attacks first. And just attack this way. I assume they block since they were clearly trying to get me to kill their creature. Impeccable timing. Well, I guess that happens. My second main phase, let's play a Dutiful Servants. And that will be it. They have 7 Bitterbow Sharpshooters. That's a good lethal sting target. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So let's... Do I shrink my Steadfast Sentinel, though? Yeah, as opposed to my Dutiful Servants, I think I do. So let's... tap 4 for the Steadfast Sentinel, and then 3 to lethal sting this, putting the counter on this, and see if that works. Then we go to combat. We attack with our 2/5. They block, and they'll get a 4/4. Once they tap 6. If they waste their whole turn to do that, that's nice, because my Ruin Rat here is a really nice counter to it. So let's see if that's what they do. Yeah, they do. Great. It has been eternalized. It's a 4/4. And it has Vigilance. I could also just block it with mine and be fine with that as well. All right. Let's... Yeah, let's just attack with that one. They let it through. Fine, they go to 10. No, they don't let it through. Okay, cool. I mean, I have no cards in my hand, so I'm more than happy to play it or eternalize it. Let's do it. Okay. I'll still block it with the Ruin Rat. Not my 4/4. I'd like to leave this guy because it seems cool. They're playing something. They're not playing something. They're waiting. They have 4 cards in hand versus our 0. Still waiting. Oh, they're playing something. Wow. It's an ambuscade. Okay. Our 4/4 dies and their 5/4 lives and they attack with it. Well, let's bait out the impeccable timing, I guess. On my rat? No, they just let it happen? That's fascinating. Okay, I don't know that it matters, but I'll target the sharpshooters because I don't want to deal with that again. Oh no, they're playing something. Oh, I literally just said I didn't want to deal with that again, and they just had another one in their hand. Okay, what do I draw? I draw a swamp, which, same as last time, I'm going to keep in my hand. Thankfully, this 2/5 blocks this 4/4 very well, which means I will not be attacking because there's no point in attacking because they'll just let it through and then deal 4 to me. Or block and deal 4 to me. Ugh. Wow. That's awesome. Their deck is really good. I'm a big fan. I'm curious what they lost to, because that deck must have been really good. Because they just have like perfect counters to our stuff, which is awesome. Another Steadfast Sentinel, or is that the last game that I'm thinking of at this point? Nope, it's this game. Okay. And that's their turn. My turn, I get a... Great. It's a Kenra Eternal. Pass. I got nothing else going on. I don't know that I chump block it this turn. I think I just let 6 damage through, even though it's all vigilance. I just go to 14. They have 8 mana. They don't have any blue, so they can't play Nissa if they have it in their hand. They do have a 5/6 with Trample, though, and I'm just drawing lands now. 11. I'd go to 3. I guess I'll play this land and then pass my turn. That's a shame. No, I will not be choosing attackers. Thank you. Alright, well, I will be chumping the 4/4 with my Kenra Eternal if they allow me to. Overwhelming Splendor. As if their deck needed more awesome mythics in it. Okay, so all my creatures lose all abilities and become 1/1s. That's fine. And I can't activate abilities that aren't mana or loyalty abilities. Well, that's also fine. I was chumping anyway. Combat happens. Everything attacks. I block here, take 7, and go to 7. This draw needs to be perfect, and I don't know that my deck has a card in it that would allow me to win here. Lurching Rot Beast. Well, it can block here, and I still take 7 and lose, or I can block here and take 3, 4, 5, 9 and lose, even worse. So let's concede. Yes. Awesome. Well, Guys, this was definitely a rough one. I'm going to, as usual, go back to my deck so that you guys can see it. There was a lot to comment on negatively about my play style, but what I'm more curious about, because I at least for the mistakes that I commented on, I noticed those. If there were other ones, let me know, because sometimes I miss things if you didn't get that. But I'm more curious about the draft itself, because I feel like that's one way to lose automatically, is just by drafting incorrectly. Was it bad for me to waste picks on the obelisk spiders? Should I have tried in my deck building to make the obelisk spiders fit with like a bitterbow sharpshooters? Should I have tried to go deeper into blue? Was red more open because this was like a last pick or something? Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. You're going to see our logo popping up on the screen. You're going to see videos popping up on the screen, playlists. You should definitely check those out. Every Monday we do a product opening. Every Wednesday we do storyline reviews. At this point we are into the story spotlight, or the MTG story podcasts that they've been doing. So you should definitely check that out as well. That's for our jar series. And we have these drafts. So there's a lot to focus on with our channel here. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you thought, like I said, in the comments down below. I've been Joe. This is Geek for All. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.